What's up, everyone? We are here in the Jurassic room, and today we're going to be taking a look at the entire Jurassic World Epic Attack toy line. And as you can see, there were so many awesome figures released throughout this toy line, and I'm excited to finally share them with all of you. So we're going to be taking a look at every single toy that did release through the Epic Attack line, and we're also going to be taking a look at some variants and even more, and even better, we are going to get all of their scan codes so that all of you can add them to your Jurassic World Facts app. So let's start off by taking a look at all of these smaller dinosaurs from the Epic Attack line, starting with the Dilophosaurus, which is looking really cool. As all of you can see, the Dilophosaurus is a fan favorite dinosaur and one that I personally love, and I love this beautiful paint job that they put on the frill, very reminiscent of how it was in Jurassic Park, and the sculpt isn't looking too bad either. It's a lot thicker than a lot of the Dilophosaurus toys that we've gotten in the past, but I assume that is for the electronics and sounds and lights that are inside of this Dilophosaurus. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Dilophosaurus and its 3 levels of intensifying damage. So let's go ahead and check that out. Very, very cool. I'm loving this Dilophosaurus figure. And then, of course, let's get that scan code so that all of you can add this awesome toy to your Jurassic World Facts app. Next, we have the Velociraptor, and this one is awesome because it is the male Velociraptor from Jurassic Park 3, which is a personal favorite of mine. So this figure is really, really awesome, and when we actually look at the head sculpt, it looks so nice. It may be the nicest head sculpt that Mattel has given us on any of the Velociraptors, so big kudos to them for that. And then, of course, the rest of the sculpt is not looking too bad as well. The body is a little thicker than some of the Velociraptor figures that we've gotten in the past, but again, I believe it's for the reasons of the Epic Attack sound effects right there, which is still pretty cool. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Velociraptor and its 3 levels of intensifying damage, so let's go ahead and check that out. Very, very sweet. And then something else really cool about this figure right here is that it has a variant. So the variant for this figure is actually in the eye. So if you look closely at the eye on this one, it has a pupil. And then if you look closely at the eye on this one, it has a slit. So while it is a very minor variation there, it is still different. And for collectors, especially crazy ones like me, I like to get every single version in my collection. So it's nice to know that. And then, of course, why don't we go ahead and get that scan code for all of you right here so that you can also add this awesome figure to your Jurassic World Facts app. Next, we have the Pyroaptor, and one of the first things you guys may notice is the difference in the packaging versus the ones that we just looked at, and the reason for that is because the other packaging is from the first wave of the Epic Attack toys, whereas this packaging is for the second wave of the toys, which is pretty cool and makes them a little different, but this Pyroaptor is looking really nice. It's got a very similar sculpt to the Pyroaptor toys that we've gotten in the past, but once again, it has a thicker body, which is for that Epic Attack sounds and lights, which is pretty cool. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Pyroaptor and its 3 levels of intensifying damage. So let's go ahead and check that out, guys. Very, very sweet. And this figure, along with the next one that I'm going to show all of you, never released in America, so it does make them a little bit more rare. But let's go ahead and get that scan code for all of you guys so that you can add this awesome Pyroaptor to your Jurassic World Facts app. And then the last of the single package smaller dinosaurs that we have is the Herrerasaurus. And this one is also really cool and unique. And like I was saying before, this one also didn't make a release in America, so it does make it a little bit more rare, though they did release up in Canada and a lot of other parts of the world, so they're not impossible to get into your collection. But this Herrerasaurus does look pretty cool, as all of you can see, and once again sports a little bit of a thicker body than the Herrerasaurus toys that we've gotten in the past, for the same reasons that I've been talking about. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another pretty good look at our Herrerasaurus and its 3 levels of intensifying damage, which we are once again going to check out and listen to. Very, very sweet. This is an awesome figure. And then once again, what would it be if we didn't get that scan code for all of you to add it to your Jurassic World Facts app? Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the play sets and the multi-packs. And the first one we have right here is the Tyrannosaurus Rex versus Pachycephalosaurus. And these are the smaller dinosaurs as well, kind of like the small ones that we looked at before. But this 2-pack right here has to be the rarest Epic Attack toy there is. And it has quickly become one of the rarest Jurassic World toys just in general. Only a couple countries in the world actually got these released there, so I had a real hard time tracking this one down, but here we go. We've got it. We've got the Pachycephalosaurus and the Junior T-Rex, which are awesome. Then when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at both of them and their 3 levels of intensifying damage, so let's check it out on both of them. Now for the T-Rex. Oh wait, I messed it up. Very, very cool. These are pretty awesome toys, and while they're not the coolest things you've ever seen, they're just so rare, so it makes them worth adding to your collection. And then, of course, let's get those scan codes so that all of you can add these awesome toys to your Jurassic World Facts app. And unfortunately, I can't really reach the scan code for the T-Rex, so I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now so that both of these figures can make it into your Jurassic World Facts app. Now we have the final Clash Pack, and this one is really cool because it's reminiscent of the end of the original Jurassic Park with the T-Rex and a Velociraptor, so I do love that about this set. And this is another one that didn't get released in America. It got released in more countries than the Pachycephalosaurus versus T-Rex set, but this one is still rare since it didn't get released in America, and it does look pretty awesome, as all of you can see. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our T-Rex and our Velociraptor and their 3 levels of intensifying damage, though I'm not going to be able to show the actual sounds because I still have the pull tabs in both of these figures since it is factory fresh, and I don't really want to mess that up, unfortunately. But these do look really, really sweet, and I love just the presentation of it and how it's like the final Clash from Jurassic Park. But let's go ahead and get those scan codes, guys, so that all of you can add them to your Jurassic World Facts app. Sorry if that one's a little hard to see. Hopefully that works for all of you. And then this one's got a scan code back here. Hopefully that's not too difficult to get to. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the scan code for both of these on the screen just in case the camera couldn't read that. And then we have the Crash and Attack Ford Explorer, and this is one of the coolest things that came out in the Epic Attack line. It does come with another Velociraptor, which I think is the same as the one from the final Clash pack, but I'm not 100% sure if they're exactly the same. But this Ford Explorer that it comes with is really cool because it has this whole crushing mechanism and everything that you can use on it. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get a better look at our crushing Ford Explorer and the 3 levels of intensifying damage. But again, look how sweet this set is, guys. I really love this. Now let's go ahead and get the scan code for this Velociraptor just in case it actually is different than the other one, though I'm probably gonna guess that it is the same. But this is an awesome set, and one, of course, I've got the pull tab in again, so I'm not going to be able to show the sound effects on the Raptor, but trust me, guys, this thing is awesome. So now, lastly, we're going to take a look at all of the bigger dinosaurs that released in the Epic Attack line, starting with the Battle Chomp and Carnotaurus, which is a really sweet figure. As all of you can see, the Carnotaurus is a fan favorite, and getting another big one like this is super fun for the collection. The sculpt looks pretty good, similar to some of the other Carnotaurus toys that we got, and the paint job is not so bad, other than the fact that it doesn't go down to the tail, but the spotting and the pattern actually look pretty cool on this thing. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Carnotaurus, and this one actually has multiple activation areas, which is pretty cool, and a chomping action. So as you can see, guys, we've got multiple places to activate the damage. And look at it flash between the two. Now we'll try with the top. Very, very cool. And then you can also twist the tail to get that head moving all around. And then you can click the button on the back to get that chomping action from your Carnotaurus. This is another sweet figure from the Epic Attack toy line. And then, of course, let's get that scan code for all of you guys so that you can add this one to your Jurassic World Facts app. Next up, we have the Chomp Back Baryonyx, and this is another really cool figure and a pretty unique one, just because of the fact that this is the biggest Baryonyx figure that Mattel has ever released, so that does make it pretty cool. And the sculpt is honestly pretty nice as well, and the paint job is pretty cool too. Again, they missed out on the paint down to the tail, and the tail is really small on this thing for some reason, so if you stare at it real close, it does look a little bit awkward with that short tail on such a big figure, but again, it still looks really cool, so I'm not complaining too much. Now when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Baryonyx, and its multiple activation areas, which is pretty cool, so let's go ahead and check those out. Very, very cool. And then it's also got a cool feature that when you press this button, you get some chomping action. Hence the name Chomp Back Baryonyx. Another really fun and unique figure right here. And then, of course, let's get that scan code so that all of you can also add this sweet figure to your Jurassic World Facts app. And then the last dinosaur to look at in the Epic Attack toy line is my absolute favorite. This is the Slash Attack and Spinosaurus. And man, is this a sweet toy, guys. As all of you can see, we've got an amazing sculpt here, different from the Spinosauruses we've gotten in the past. We've got an irregular crest, which is definitely different. And this thing is just massive and awesome, as all of you can see. Now, when we look at the back of the box, we get another good look at our Spinosaurus and its multiple activation areas and how you can lift the arm to slash and chomp, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and check out all these features. Very, very cool. And then, of course, you can pull that arm up. Super sweet. And then the coolest part, guys, check it out. You can expose the dino damage with the bones and the light up and sounds. Let's check that out again. Very, very cool. This is like the icing on the cake for the Epic Attack toy line. Not only is this my favorite toy from this whole toy line, but it is one of the coolest Jurassic World toys that's been released in a while for me. So there you have it. That is the entire Jurassic World Epic Attack toy line. And while it wasn't the biggest toy line made by Jurassic World that we've ever gotten, it did feature some really sweet additions to all of our collections and still makes it really, really awesome. Want to see more awesome Jurassic content? Then hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so that you don't miss any of my content. Also, check me out on Instagram and join my Discord server for so much more Jurassic fun. The links to everything will be in the description below. Check out more awesome Jurassic videos here.